and we need testimony on oath. We will not go away, and it's a clear message that all these families here that are attending today are united in saying we will not engage with your cover-up inquiry.
Hear, hear.
We have some great support from the nation, and I have to say my Facebook and Twitter feed has been going crazy. And I want to thank anyone that sees this. If you're posting pictures of shoes today in memory of those failed, then thank you. And thank you for caring, because we care and we need the nation to wake up. Too many lives are lost when they're asking for help. Too many being discharged when they're suicidal. Too many just being ignored. Today we have some wonderful support. We have Rachel Bannister here. Rachel, I'd like you to come forward. She's from the Mental Health Time for Action Foundation. And I'd like to hand her over. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Rachel Bannister and I'm the chair of the charity, the Mental Health Time for Action Foundation. I'm here today to offer our support and solidarity to each and every one of the 74 families that have been failed, and all the others up and down the country who've lost their lives either because they haven't been able to get the early intervention they need, or they've been institutionalised in hospitals that are not fit for purpose. I know how incredibly lucky I am to be standing here today as a mum of a daughter who has so far survived not only the torments of mental ill health, but also the chaotic, underfunded and too often barbaric system of mental health care. A system where early intervention is a postcode lottery. Understaffing is too often the norm. And in what are increasingly privatised mental health services, profit comes before people. Several months into my daughter's last admission, over 300 miles from our home, staffing levels were reduced, patient self-harm became endemic, and I knew at each hour passed there was a very real possibility of danger that my daughter may not make it home. How many have faced and are facing this fear? How many, like my young daughter, have returned home merely through a matter of chance? For us, was it not for the conversation I had with an NHS commissioner, a mother like myself, who not only validated my concerns, but swiftly and decisively acted upon them. I too would perhaps be facing the same battle for justice as Melanie and so many others here today. What a truly dreadful indictment of mental health services that survival is too often a matter of chance. And when things go wrong, and in the case of the 74 families represented here today, who have faced the most catastrophic consequences of failed care, I ask, where is the duty of candour? The openness, the honesty, the determination to truly move beyond the rhetoric of lessons learned and engage with those like Melanie, facing the terrible loss of a loved one. When we hand over our dearly loved child, our son, daughter, brother or sister to the care of services, we hope, we trust, we expect that at the very least they will be cared for, they will be safe, and of course they will be returned home to us. proud to be here today, Melanie, and to all of the families to offer my support, empathy, solidarity and determination, above all determination, that every single one of these families will finally receive the justice that has been denied to them for far too long. We demand that Nadine Dorries and her government listen to those here today and ensure that a statutory public inquiry becomes a reality. No more waiting, no more lies, no more obfuscation of the truth. We will stand together, Melanie, and do everything possible to make our collective voice heard. To shout loudly and use our anger, our devastation to energise and ensure that justice is done. In the words of bereaved mother of her son Tim, Caroline Aldridge, in her book, He Died Waiting. Some people are deemed to be of so little worth that their lives and their deaths are mere whispers, but his whispered life echoes loudly in the hearts of those who loved him. We are united in this common cause and will remain resolute in our demand for accountability. We can and must use our collective strength and determination to demand justice for all the whispered lives. Mental health, time for action. Justice for the Essex families.
Yes.
Well, if anyone didn't feel the passion and truth within that speech, I really hope the government are going to hear it. So we have noticed, sometimes when I've been campaigning, I've been putting out my message, mental health, mental health, mental health. And it's been really hard to get people that campaign for learning difficulties or autism to engage. We now unite because we all use the same failing service. And today I'm proud to announce our unity with AIM. And I want to welcome Emma to come and speak to you all.
Hi everybody, I'm Emma Dalmayne from Autistic Inclusive Meets. We Autistic Inclusive Meets are in full support of the families and survivors that have been brutalised by Essex Mental Health Services. We came here today after hearing the family stories, hearing about their loved ones, their sons, daughters, brothers, sisters and parents, all dead due to be let down, abandoned and traumatised, forcibly drugged, raped and assaulted, all the fault of Essex Mental Health Services. Young and old, all races, all cultures, all walks of life have died on psychiatric wards here in the UK. Many of these people were neurodivergent. These people sought help for their mental health and trusted these services to support them, to get them through trauma, to help them with depression, anxiety and many other mental health issues. Their families believed they would be safe, that they would be helped on the road to recovery. Instead, they were given the worst news anyone could ever hear. Essex Mental Health has blood on their hands. The families here demand a statutory public inquiry into the mental health care provided by Essex Mental Health Services. So many lives lost, so many failed. Nadine Dorries, do your due diligence and give these people what they are asking for. To the families and survivors, we stand with you. We offer our condolences and our assurances that we will continue to support you. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. Thank you very much, AIM. You know, so many are autistic and shouldn't be in this system. So many have dementia
Thank you for that. My husband
and shouldn't be in this system.
autistic, and
So many just need a cuddle
he's
and
really
shouldn't be in this
struggled,
system.
that he was director of
None of us
Management
should be in this system
thank you for that.
until
Very welcome.
it is
Very welcome.
changed. I would now like to introduce a very special lady who has helped me an awful lot on this journey with her organisation, Selen from Inquest Group.
Hi everybody, I'm from Inquest. We are a charity. We might have worked with some of you. We work on deaths in custody, and we are sick and tired of seeing repeated failures in our mental health services across the country, but especially in Essex. This inquiry, if it wasn't for Melanie and it wasn't for the support that she had, we would not have even reached this far. And it's so important to continue the campaign. I think it's a long road, but what they are offering is obviously not fit for purpose. They're learning from deaths in relation to mental health services. It's not fit for purpose. We have inquest after inquest, recommendations after recommendations, saying exactly the same things: communication failures, risk assessments, lack of training on autism. You know, you can't make this up. It's identical, some of the recommendations, and nothing is changing. And as I said, we are incredibly frustrated to hear the new cases coming through as well, and it's heartbreaking. So I'm so glad to be here and to add my voice to this campaign. Thank you very much.
For anyone that's watching that hasn't been touched by losing somebody yet, and we really hope you don't, but Inquest Group is number one to contact, alongside we got two number ones here, the solicitors Hodge, Jones and Allen. Because a lot of people don't know that, you know, patients are discharged and die in the community, and then an inquest is put away in 3-4 hours, where Article 2 right to life kicks in. We have to learn the hard way and what we're entitled to. And that's what we're here for, the truth. Sean Fletcher has very kindly joined us. He's been supporting me for a long time now on Twitter, Instagram. Sean, I know you have no speech prepared, but maybe you might like to just say a few words as to what you've experienced today, because I know you've been talking to people.
Thanks, Melanie, thanks. I haven't got anything prepared. Melanie got in touch with me about a year or two ago, and I was really moved by what she said and the cause, and the fact that we are a group of people from different walks of life, from different backgrounds with different stories, but all brought together by one thing, which is injustice. And I say that my son was in the Priory Hospital in North London, and he came out, but I was shocked by what I saw. So I get it. And I feel quite emotional about it, because when I came I was told quite a few stories. You guys have been through, some of you have been through hell, and it made me, it's really quite moving and quite sad, and it just makes me so determined to change the system. And I know you probably feel voiceless, you may look at me and think I have a platform and I'm in certain programs where I can get you on. I feel voiceless as well, so I feel your pain on so many levels. But all I would say is just keep at it, and I will keep at it, and we'll keep in touch. And you know, for your specific argument against the Essex Authority, you've got to get a proper inquiry. But overall, we need to change the system where this is allowed to happen, and it effectively is covered up regularly, and it's just outrageous. And what I always feel is, I talk to people about this, and I'm sure you feel the same, who haven't had a child or a relative who's been through care, and they sort of think, you sort of look on their face and you sort of think, oh well, they sort of get it, but they sort of think, well, it can't be that bad. and then you go through the system and you see how bad it is, and you to make a change, and that's what we have to do. So I'm waffling a bit, just lots of thoughts in my head, but ultimately I just want to say we're a group of people from all walks of life, brought together through one cause, and we have to fight to make change, and I've got your back, I'm with you guys.
He's got our back. I've got your back. You've got my back. We have everyone's back. I have another lady that wants to talk to her.
Yeah, I'll try. Sorry.
I'd like to introduce Sue Kessler from Colchester in Essex, who'd like to just address you for a bit.
Hello everybody, not very good at public speaking, but felt I should say something. My husband was the director of Colchester Mine up until 2012. He was also the lead governor of the Council of Governors, and he relayed time and time again to the trust, to individual facilities, he was concerned at the level of suicide increasing. He was told, stay in your lane, keep your nose out, patient's care, patient support is nothing to do with you. He continued to fight. Now as a retired autistic man, he wants to support in any way he can the campaign, because myself as a retired child protection and human rights solicitor and a special education needs solicitor, retired due to cancer and disability, it's vitally important to me as mental health runs through my life, my family side in the USA, and there is not the services. People are committing suicide unnecessarily. Out in the community, we lost 3 people aged 40, 50 and 60 in 2011. These were people with the voice, the means, the support to be heard, and still they weren't heard. How can families without voices, without means, without support have any chance of addressing the failed, negligent lack of mental health services for young people, children and adults in England and across all counties? Essex has been taken to court, rightly so, but we need a full public inquiry, a full statutory inquiry to compel witnesses to attend. We don't want any Mickey Mouse inquiry, we want a full public inquiry that addresses why people's lives have been lost, why their lives have been ruined, and why they continue to be lost, continue to be ruined, and continue to be unheard. That's all I have to say, and thank you very much.